Hi again. This video I just leave it here so you can have your learning Monday today. As you know, I'm in Puerto Rico working right now. So in today's Learning Monday, we're going to be talking more like a recap of everything that we've been learning about abilities, how to practice, and everything else. I'm just going to highlight the most important things so we don't forget, and maybe adding some more information about some practices that you can do. So we talk about ESP and the time that we talk in these abilities. We talk about present, past, and future. So uh, this is about how you're gonna be receiving the information. It is up to us to figure out or understand the way. As you know, we have certain abilities that talk in different times, or like we were talking about remote viewing or remote vision, that they tend to talk in the past and not in the present or the future. So having that in mind, that you know that ESP is something that a scientific name of psychic ability. So the people that have some kind of ability or how this manifests and stuff like that. So let's start with clairvoyance. Clairvoyance, as we know, is the ability of seeing clearly. We have different sub abilities in there, but the most important thing about clairvoyance is how they is the way that the clairvoyant talk to you. Remember that the clairvoyant, it could be like a movie, pictures and stuff. The best way to manifest or develop or even knowing if you have this ability, like a strong ability, is how easy it is for you to um, imagine or thought, okay, like put some thought in things. We learned that one of the best thing is like doing the rose exercise. You're going to visualize a rose and try to see how specific you can get. What is it is the most easiest part for you to visualize or seeing during that exercise. Please don't get frustrated, don't get mad if you don't see it clearly. Remember that we have other abilities that maybe is one of the other ones, the one that is strong with you. But when you are doing the rose exercise, you can start putting attention. If you feel more like the rose, you smell the rose, start checking other things as well. Put attention. Don't go with expectation. This is so important, girls. Don't go with expectations. Never do these exercises. Never practice things with expectations, because that is not going to help you to really figure it out and understand and know your own package of ability. So saying that, put attention to whatever you're receiving, but of course you're going to try to see if you can see clearly. These kind of visualization techniques really help you with each one of those, but because you have to put the image in your mind of a rose, it's going to be more about the clairvoyant. That exercise is going to really help you to strengthen the ability. But still, maybe put attention that maybe instead of a rose, you put another thing, maybe the smell, or not just that, maybe you put an image or something that for you is like a rose, or have the symbol of a rose. Sometimes for some people, clairvoyance ability and other abilities don't have to be with a specific what they are trying to see or they are seeing. Sometimes it's like a message behind that. So you need to figure it out. It's up to you. I cannot tell you that how your clairvoyant or any other abilities work with you. It's about having that aha moment. Okay, so you're going to try to figure out that. Have patience, have your journal. We talk about how to create a really good journal that is going to help you with all of this. I teach you or they teach you in that video. So if you have a doubt, go back and see that video. You need that journal. Is going to be really important for you. So again, let's go back and talk about clairvoyance again. Another thing, when the crows is get too easy for you to visualize, then go to other things. You can visualize a house. Don't just put yourself. I'm gonna visualize a house. I'm gonna imagine a house. Don't This time don't try to add things, allow it to happen. But then after you can see all the details, check if you can change it, like the color. I'm gonna visualize now, I'm gonna imagine this house in red, now in blue. See how easy it is for you to put those colors. Maybe you are not seeing the colors, maybe you are just feeling or knowing the color of the house. Remember, write down all of these things because it's going to help you know. Maybe your clairvoyant ability is talking with another one, or maybe it's another one that is strong, that is working first, and then you can see because it's the clairvoyant is the second or the third one. Remember that we have between most of us are going to have two or three abilities that are going to be working really really strong and one close to another. Okay, sweeties. So just the first one is going to be the first thing that you always see, or well, not see, I would say it's the first one that always shows first. Okay, and don't fight it, don't try to change it. It's something that is already with you. Embrace and accept, be grateful for that, and you will see how everything goes better and work better and better and better for each one of you. Okay, sweeties. So now we have clear clear audience. Let's start with clear audience. As I told you, it's about the hearing. Remember, we are not going to hear all of the time like as something external. Most of the time, it's going to be inside of our head, literally like it's in the middle of our head. And it could be most of the time when it's a spirit, it's going to be in your own voice. So, and sometimes this could be even like a thought form. Okay, sweetie, again, this is about you, how that talk to you, how that is manifest on you. So again, no manifestations. Don't try to make it happen in certain kind of way. Allow it to happen. As much as you allow it to happen and you discover how it happened to you, more strong and more easy it is for you to be able to do it like this without thinking too much or trying. Eventually, because you are allowing to happen in the way that it is and you are not having expectation, you just kind of let it happen, it's going to be like this. Remember that for you to be able to see, to check if you have the clear audience ability or how it is for you. The best way is going to be trying to hear everything. Try to listen everything that is around you. Start first with something small, like your more normal kind of in the house kind of thing, and then try to. You just have to visualize yourself expanding your ears like a dog kind of thing, something like that. Okay, sweeties, it's not easy, but it can, it is, it is possible. Okay, close your eyes. Sometimes not having our physical eyes open help us to really magnify that ability. Okay, the other one is going to be clairsentient. Clairsentient is the way to feel clearly. It could be emotions and it could be energy. Yeah, it's more like a feeling sensation that you're gonna be having. This is one of the most difficult ones to control or to learn how to develop because you have to really know a lot about yourself. But at the same time, it could be the most easiest one to know because in the meaning that we always feel. So you're gonna be someone that you're gonna be feeling things that you always like. I feel this. I feel this way. But it's going to be the most difficult ones because most of the time those feelings are not going to be from you. You need to really recognize it's not a specific exercise. This is more about training yourself. It's about knowing yourself. It's about doing all of these visualization techniques and have patience. You need to put really really attention to your feelings first, and then you can be able to master or no master, we don't master this, but you're gonna be able to understand better how you remember that sometimes it could be emotions or it could be energy, and not just from people, it could be from animals and plants or the mother earth as well. So you have to put attention to the I would say that maybe the only way that I can tell you that maybe you can try to see is try if you can develop or maybe to strengthen the ability, because it's not about developing, it's more about strengthening abilities. It's going to be about trying to see if you have a person close to you, try to see if you can feel the person emotions. If you can describe, not that you are sad right now, you are sad because you are going through something like this or something like that happened, right? You feel this kind of sadness. Oh my God, you are angry, but it's not that you are angry. No, it's more like you are angry because someone said this or something. See, because if you allow the emotion roams like it's you, you're gonna be able to describe exactly why that emotion is in that person. But again, you have to have patience. You have to trust the message. You have to believe the message. I've been having a lot of questions lately because I was doing some videos and some live readings about people saying, even now in here, here in Puerto Rico, no matter that I'm recording in Florida, but in here in Puerto Rico during my readings in the last month, and I'm pretty sure that now, um, how I do it, how I can connect with one to another, and I can be. People say spot on, but let's put it that way, or how I can be able to identify and stuff like that is because I trust my information. I never doubt it. Sometimes if I have I'm in a group of people, I prefer to ask to who belong the information, but I never ask if I'm having a wrong information. Never. This is about trusting the information all of the time, girls. Okay, you can be wrong about the person that you are receiving it for or from, but never the information is going to be wrong. So when you trust and believe the information, when you don't doubt yourself about what you are receiving, I'm telling you, all of this that being receiving really fast, really easy for you, that you're gonna be able to connect, to know, to be sure, and you're gonna be able to talk like no one can tell you that you are wrong. Is about that. That's the secret, sweetie. Well, it's not a secret. Well, that's the secret. That is gonna take time, yes, because not from all of us we learn we born with that complete connection with the source. You are developing that connection, or you are not developing. I would say that you are strengthening that connection, and you are learning how to trust that communication and how to trust yourself. So practice and patient, practice and patient. I'm not saying no one, even me, we are going to be 100% all of the time with all of the people, okay? But don't fight yourself. Write it down in your journal, because that information that you receive, maybe that you thought that it was for that person, is for another person. But for some reason, it was kind of hijacking that that the thing that you were receiving for the person. Okay, but never doubt it, and never question yourself or the source. Okay, I'm telling you, if I wasn't going to say that that's what is my secret of how I can be able to do it, I'm telling you, girl, it's because I never doubt it. I can be like, people can tell me something, I'm gonna be like, well, I keep feeling the same thing and I'm not gonna change it. I can be wrong because maybe my interpretation and another thing, never make interpretations. I never interpret it. There are going to be things that I have to maybe interpret it in the meaning that, because you know how your information work or how your abilities work. So the interpretation that you're gonna put is more about understanding the vision or whatever you're receiving, but not the message. So it's not up to you to interpret the message. So that's why sometimes I just tell the people, this is how I see it, this is how I think it is, but this is what it is. You have to let the person know exactly what you're seeing, receiving, feeling, whatever. You can tell them what it is in your experience or how it is for you, but still, it's them, the one that are in charge to trying to understand and really interpret the message, not you. You just need to interpret how your gift or how your abilities talk to you. That's the difference. Okay, sweeties, again, this is really important. Trust and believe. Never doubt it. No matter that the person, you're gonna have so many people telling you that you are lying or that they don't resonate because they don't want to see the truth. They don't want to hear what you say, what you have to say. And never, never, never. It's about what the person wants to hear. It's about what you have to say, or not you. The universe and the guides have to say to that person. Okay, sweetie. So if you respect this, if you respect your messages, if you respect what you're receiving, and you respect your guides, you respect yourself, you respect the person, I'm telling you, all of those things are the most important things. It's not about the techniques. It's not about how you're doing it, how clear. It's just about you and how you connect with your own. Okay? And this is something that a lot of these teachers don't teach you because they don't want you to be maybe better than them. But here is about learning and being in your life to the point that I have to be so you can keep growing and moving forward. That's what I want for each one of you, to be able to keep moving forward and learn whatever it is your path um, that it have to be. I don't know everything, but I will teach you and tell you everything that I know as far as I know, right? So claircognizance is about the knowing feeling, how you're gonna be able to manifest or know. Do the same. You will need to kind of ask someone, have to make a question to you. Don't try to feel it, just trying to see if you have that you have that feeling of knowing. Okay, sweetie, you have to check if you have the feeling of knowing. That's another one that is a little bit difficult because we are so used to work with our intuition, that is part of it, or with our gut feelings, that we always put kind of jump around them, right? So that's one thing that you have to put attention. Ask questions, or make someone ask questions about things that you know already in some kind of way, or that you can maybe have an idea. That's a really good way to know if you know something. Yeah, it's a feel. It is funny because no matter that it's a knowledge, you're gonna feel that you know. It's just like I just know. See, I just know, and if I gotta describe to you that knowing that I know is more like a feeling of knowing that I know. That's the way that it is. But most of the time, it's just that you know without knowing how you know it. Ask someone to ask someone to ask you about a subject. It could be history, about a place. It could be about scientific things. Just ask them. You're just going to concentrate when that person make you the question, and this is a little bit more advanced. And again, don't fight it, don't feel bad, don't expectation, patience, sweeties. And remember that this is about finding yourself, finding how we talk to you. So you're gonna ask that person, and you're gonna kind of like, okay, universe, okay, guys, let's see if you can tell me what I need to know about this. And sometimes, if claircognizance is one of the strong ones with you, sweetie, you're gonna be knowing, like, I don't know why I feel that this is supposed to be like that. Like, you, it's not how you're saying it. It's, I feel that it's supposed to be doing or done like this. See? Because sometimes they can give us information about things that we really don't know, and not necessarily about people. It could be history, information about mechanics and stuff like that. Maybe you've been doing something that you don't know how, but you always knew how to do it. You have to put attention to those kind of things, okay, sweetie? So now we have gustative and clairalience. These are the two that like I told you before, we don't have a way to push it. You can try to think if you can remember a taste. You can try to think if you can smell something like a rose. Let me see if I can smell a rose. And most of the time, yeah, it could be something that you're gonna be able to at least see if you have it. But these two abilities, most of the time, they are kind of second base, and this is most of the time for almost everyone. Um, but it's depending of you, okay? Maybe they're the second one, but they really work good for you, depending of the type of reading, or depending on whatever you're doing. But it's kind of that way. Remember, just put just put more like I would say, when you are trying to practice, find ways to challenge yourself. Find ways to see different aspects depending on how you feel or how it is your life. Okay, so it is. I remember that I did a lot of exercise, meditation. It is good, but meditation have other purpose. Uh, but if I don't, if you didn't hear it so far, you're gonna be hearing about a post about a podcast soon. If I didn't post it, I didn't remember right now. But if I didn't post it, you hear it already, or you're gonna be hearing about it, about meditation versus visualization and stuff like that. The different and how and why is not something that you want to do all the time when you're trying to receive messages. Um, then uh, but find ways, challenge yourself, read. It's not just about about what I'm telling you. It's not just about the exercises. When you are putting, and not have to be with the abilities, because we don't have a lot to say about the abilities. But when you are learning about, when you are reading about other things, about afterlife or higher self or energies, even those kind of things, when you're learning about that, you are having some kind of awakening in yourself, like it's helping you to get more in touch. So it is good to learn here about other things. When we are allowing other information to get in, other things start happening in our abilities. Like I said, they work they're apart, but they work together. So um let me see. We talked about psychometry last week. We talked about telepathy. Those have to be really, really close to your reason, so you have to have it fresh in your mind. I would love to hear your experiences with that. I'm gonna be posting soon photos. Let's start working. I'm gonna be trying to see if we can start doing live classes soon. So stay tuned. I really want to see how everyone is doing, and maybe have something in person and more like a live, and see how each one of you work. Let's try to do something like that soon too. But we've been talking. We learned about pendulum in one of the videos as well, how to train them. I always say that you have to trust it. After you feel it, every time that I always, something that I want to teach you right now, every time that I take my pendulum, today is behaving, but it's kind of nervous. It's like I want to move, but she's gonna kill me. I have really trained, but I always do first when I want to work with my pendulum. The first thing that I do is like read my energy. See how it's immediately start reading. In my case, in the way that it's doing this movement, is positive. Okay, so stop. It's gonna take some time because, of course, it was going really fast. So see, it stopped. So then I know that I have my energy really good to start working with that. Then from time to time to see if we are connected. After you train it, after you play with it, like do questions and stuff like that. Once a week, maybe every 2 weeks, when you feel it, what I do is go back and say like, make sure, say yes, stop, say no. See, I know that we still connected. I know that it's still energized. If something happened that is not responding as usual, then what you're going to do is just cleansing the just cleanse this. Okay, sweetie, just clean it. Um, but that's the way that you're gonna be doing it. So that way you always make sure that your pendulum is working properly and is clean and is ready to work. If your energies are not positive, but when you ask to read your energy, it's going in a negative kind of way, depending on how the pendulum is saying no. That means that you need to work with yourself first. You need maybe cleanse yourself, some sage, some palo santo, maybe doing like a bath cleansing, depending on how strong is that movement, right? So that's the way that you wanna do it. Uh, let's see. I think that basically I cover everything that is really important in all of the tools that or everything that had to be directly with this. We talk about protections. They told me right now, hey, don't, you can go if you don't talk. Remember, girls, that it's really important to make the protections with you. Remember about the bubble light. If you are having still troubles doing that, look for other tools that I have. Something that I love to do when I'm kind of like doing it fast is just like the video. I think that I put it already, like the video that have to be with how to ground yourself when you're doing stuff. So I love to do that every single day. It's one of my favorite. And even when I feel kind of like discomfort, I put one of my perfumes with me. Quick, quick. I feel and imagine in that moment that I put in my protection, my perfume with me, I just start imagining or visualizing everything is already is sealed, nothing is entered, all of the bad is out, nothing negative is entered, have a way to enter. I visualize it and I keep doing my stuff normally in the same way that I'm working. Again, sweeties, maybe now it's a little bit difficult for you because you are starting, so you feel that you need time to do it perfectly, but eventually it's going to be so natural for you, and eventually it's not going to be something that you're going to be doing every single time because your energy is already there, your energy already have, like, it's doing it so normally. You just have to think about it, you're gonna feel it, and that's it. Okay, sweetie, sometimes, yeah, you're gonna need to kind of check more properly, but you will know when it's time for you to check properly. Okay, sweetie, so let me see what else. That's why it's really important, the protections. So far, yeah, I know that we cover a lot, so but again, if you have questions about something, please feel free to leave it in the comments. Let me know how it's doing for you. If you feel that you have a blockage, let me help you, girls. Let me help you. So don't be afraid. Write down whatever you need to write down. We are here. We are a family. So let's help each other. Maybe other techniques from another person can help you too. Let's create our own way to communicate, and let's keep helping each other. This is a beautiful family. This is a beautiful tribe. Thank you again for being here. I hope that this lesson today and this recap really help you to understand a little bit more. Again, never doubt the source, never doubt yourself. You are an amazing person. You can do this. If you are here trying to learn, it's because it's in your path. It's because you know, your soul know that this is what you need to do now, because you are getting close to your soul path and your soul mission. So never, never, never doubt it again. You can think whatever, you can act whatever, but never doubt it. Never stop trusting the information that you are receiving, no matter how difficult or crazy it could be. Allow the universe and the guides to help you moving forward. Okay, sweeties? Again, if you have any question or doubts about something, put it in the comments and I'm gonna be trying to help you as the best that I can. Thank you again. Have a good night.